Sugabear and LaMolly, 104.7 The Drop. We are Denver's urban alternative. We mentioned that we have a special guest here today. And if you did not know, it is Workforce Development Month. Are you looking for a job? We got just the person here that's going to give you some important information. Tony Anderson is his name, Chief Workforce Development Officer at Denver Economic Development and Opportunity. Is that correct? Am I saying that right?
That's correct. That's a mouthful.
Welcome. That is a lot. Welcome, Tony. Thanks for being here.
You bet. Thanks
Tell
for having me.
the people who are listening right now. I mean, jobs are, this is an important part of our ecosystem. We got to work, right? People got to get jobs.
Everybody needs one.
We all need one. So tell the people exactly what this place is and what you guys do.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for having me. And I will say happy Workforce Development Month for everyone, which for Denver Workforce Development, every month is Workforce Development Month, but this is a month that we get to shine the spotlight on what we do. And what we do is exactly what you said, is we help connect individuals to jobs, and we help connect our employers to a skilled and talent pipeline. The way we do that is first through the operation of 3 workforce centers across the city. We have a workforce center right in the heart of the city at the Wellington E. Webb Municipal Building. So if you're downtown, come visit us at the Webb Building. We have a location, our largest location is in the Montbello neighborhood, 46th and Peoria at the R.E.P. Taylor Human Services Center. And then very unique place for a workforce center across the nation. We have physical presence out to Denver International Airport. We are at the main terminal in the airport prior to security. And so if you're interested in one of those 35,000 jobs out to the airport, we can provide those tailored services to connect you to those. And then for employers, we have 2 very unique customer bases here, right? We have our job seekers, all the way from that 16-year-old looking for their first job to the older worker retiree trying to get back into the labor force, right? So we have a variety and diverse group of job seekers, and to make sure we have jobs that match that, we have employer partnerships as well. So we also have employers calling us every day saying, where's the talent? Need to connect to the job seekers. Awesome. And so for us, we're trying to set up this system that best connects the 2 of those and best prepares our job seekers for that connection.
Love that. Okay, so there's many ways, Tony, that people can get jobs, and even nowadays they advertise on Instagram and social media for jobs and whatnot, and of course the traditional ways, or LinkedIn or all these other work sites. What makes it a little different and unique experience that you guys offer that our listeners may gravitate towards?
Yeah, I mean, the game has changed even since the pandemic and prior to the pandemic, and the days, I'll age myself here, right? But the days of walking into a business and, shaking the business owner's hand and grabbing a paper application and filling that out and handing them the paper resume and you're hired and can you start Monday?
That's right.
It doesn't look like that anymore, right? And so we have to adjust to that. We have to adjust the services and programs that we offer folks to make sure that they're prepared for this new virtual world of job searching, right? And there's a lot in that, right? So, some of the old things still matter, right? You still have to have a resume. Your resume needs to be on point, right? It needs to be professional. You need to be able to get by the robots. I mean, that's what you're trying to do on the front end, is create a resume, fill out those online applications in a manner that matches specifically that job that you're trying to apply for, which that wasn't necessarily the case anymore, right? One resume used to work for all jobs, not anymore. You need to be tailoring that thing, right? You need to get by those virtual screeners to be able to get in front of that person so you can impress them and shake their hands and get that job. But that's a whole process in and of itself. You have to have a very professional LinkedIn profile, right? You have to have a strong online presence to also go alongside of that traditional resume. So there is a lot going on just in the process of looking for work, and that's where we come in. We want to help you navigate that.
Now, do workforce centers have specialties in certain types of jobs, or is it just anybody who's looking for work?
Great question. Again, we pride ourselves in being able to serve anyone that walks through the doors of the Workforce Center or accesses our services online. And I'm going to talk job seekers first, right? And so I mentioned young people that are maybe getting into their first jobs. We have a specific youth services team. We offer a paid summer work experience, 120 hours of paid work experience at minimum wage. We have training programs for young people. For our older workers, we have partnered with AARP and have a Back to Work 50 Plus program that's tailored for older workers. And then for all in between, helping job seekers is not a one-size-fits-all approach, right? And so that's not how we approach it. So not only do we offer services through our 3 workforce centers, with my team, we also partner with more than 25 nonprofits and local community-based organizations. We've got about $18 million funding those organizations that are really leaning into and providing workforce development services for specific priority populations. Now, we do that in a way that is trying to drive the economy. We are, after all, part of Denver Economic Development and Opportunity. So we have designed a system that is business informed and industry driven. We think that's the best way we can help our job seekers, is by having our finger on the pulse of what is needed in industries and occupations that provide quality jobs, livable wages. And so to do that, we bring together employers on a monthly basis from these key industries, and we ask them, what's keeping you up at night? One of the first things that always comes out of their mouth, workforce, finding good people, right? And we can dig into that, and we do. Okay, what does that mean? What occupations do you need as an industry to help you move forward? That means something. From there, what skills are important in that occupation that will make somebody successful? And then finally for us, what credential, what short-term industry recognized credential will actually matter to you that will show you that these people have the skills that is needed to be successful in the job? And so we take that information, we invest in nonprofits that are working with priority populations, that are providing access and opportunities for folks to earn those credentials, and then we go back to those employers and say, hey, you said you needed this. Here's a whole bunch of people that have that, and we feel like that's the best way to approach workforce development.
Love that.
Yeah, that's great work. So how can people access your workforce centers?
Call, click, come in for us. To keep it simple, the website will get you to everything. So denvergov.org/workforce will get you there. But we've tried to really simplify access to our program, so there's not 5 different phone numbers and a different number for each workforce center. That website will get you to the one place where you can indicate that you're interested in engaging with us, and somebody will reach out to you.
Tony, give our listeners out there a little bit. Maybe they're listening right now. They're like, there's no jobs out there. I don't know. I don't want to do that. Or they have this fear of going out there. You spoke about the benefits of coming to you and talking to you. 2 questions. What's your succession rate as far as job placement? And then 2, what's some words of encouragement that you could give our listeners to say, hey, we can take care of you. We want you to feel comfortable in what we can help you do, and the skill assessment part that you mentioned, and how you can help them walk through this process.
Yeah, I love that question, and it allows me to kind of highlight the different levels that you can engage with us, and kind of what that means for success in your job search. Because we want to have a system, and I think there's a misconception from both job seekers and employers that working with the Workforce Center or engaging with us, you're going to have to walk into a Workforce Center and sit down with a career coach and go. You can do that. We have that, but you don't have to. If you're an employer that's looking to connect to talent, you'll never have to talk to anybody, right? We just say, go to our website, get your jobs posted. We had 162,000 jobs posted on our labor exchange system.
Wow.
So if you're good with that, just post your job and you'll have access to the 25,000 active job seekers in that system are looking, right? But if you want to engage in if you want to come to a job fair, if you want to come in and have us do a specified recruitment for you in a hiring event, that's available. And same for job seekers. If you don't want to, or you're not comfortable walking into a physical workforce center, you don't have to. We can still help you. We have all kinds of services available virtually. In fact, the pandemic pushed us completely into physical workforce centers to virtual workforce centers. And for us, we've just held on to that while then reopening our 3 physical workforce centers. So there's all kinds of stuff that's available to you online. And in fact, we were looking at the numbers. We served about 22,000 folks last program year, 12-month period of time. Majority of those folks were online customers, never engaged at what we call the staff-assisted level. 8,000 of those folks did. So those are the folks that did come into the workforce centers. They showed up to one of our job fairs. They engaged in one of our training. And I'll tell you that the performance is remarkable on how quickly folks get connected to employment if they engage with us at that next level.
Gotcha.
If they show up, and it's hard, I get it. I'm one person that found my job through a workforce center, and getting up the courage to walk in and say, I don't know what I'm doing here. I need some help I still remember, it still gives me anxiety, right? But we've tried to set up a very welcoming environment in all three centers, and I can promise you that if you come in, if you engage with one of our professionals, our job coaches, you will have more success in your job search.
And I was going to just tap on that real quick. Professionals, your job, the people that help with that, how crucial is your staff at all three centers like to help them and welcome them and make them feel comfortable in what they're doing? That's a crucial part of it as well.
It's the most crucial part. Yeah. If we aren't creating a welcoming environment with people that look like you, that you're comfortable with, that are smiling and are saying, like you guys did to me when we're glad you're here, thank you, and not treating people like this is our business. That's why these doors are open.
That's right.
And so I would encourage any of you listening, walk in the doors of the Workforce Center, see the smiling faces of our job coaches there, and I promise you those fears will wipe away quickly.
Love that.
Yeah, awesome. So, what's the best way for people to get involved?
Best way to get involved is check out the website, denvergov.org/workforce, and then from there you kind of get to pick and choose from your menu, right? If you are interested, which I so encourage you to do, in accessing the workforce centers, that information will be there, right? If you're looking for something else, you'll be able to connect to that. If you're trying to find one of the partners that we're trying to connect with because you're more comfortable with your local nonprofit and you want to see if we're connected, all of that will be through the website. And then one thing I will encourage all of you to do if you do visit the website is sign up for our Workforce Wednesday newsletter. That is the best way where you don't have to go and search for things yourself. Register one time, give us your email address, and every single Wednesday you will get an email that will have everything going on both internally with our partners, job fairs, highlighted jobs, highlighted employers. So it really is easy to start with us. Go to the website, sign up for Workforce Wednesday, and engage however you're comfortable engaging.
That's great information right there. Okay, Workforce Development Month. This month, I know the month is almost over, but there's a lot of people out there looking for jobs. And you said there's 3 locations. Can you repeat that again, where they are?
Yep, 3 physical workforce centers across the city of Denver. One at the Wellington E-Web Municipal Building, 201 West Colfax. We have one workforce center, our workforce center at Montbello, 4685 Peoria Street in the Montbello neighborhood. And then lastly, our third center in the main terminal of your Denver International Airport.
There you go. Tony Anderson, thank you. Chief Workforce Development Officer. Thank you for spreading this information. Our listeners, I'm sure they could benefit from this. And if you have any questions, please hit us up at 303-893-3767. Thanks for your time and the work that you do here in this community.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all.